Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, before we get into the show, first off, man, if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I'm here each and every single week. And one last thing, don't forget to be awesome. Yeah, man. Sit back, chillax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about two pay-per-views, man. We'll be talking about Impact Wrestling Under Siege 2022, and also we'll be talking about WWE WrestleMania Backlash 2022. Now, both shows overall were really good shows, but I'm going to talk about Impact Wrestling first. I'm going to talk about Impact Wrestling first, Under Siege, Impact Wrestling Under Siege 2022. I'm going to talk about that first. We're going to be here for a very long time, man, because we got two shows to review. Impact Wrestling, of course, Under Siege came on Saturday, of course, and Saturday, I was way too tired to record it or do a review. I was way too tired to do it. And Sunday, of course, was WrestleMania Backlash, and so I was also tired. I'm a very tired person, man. But I decided to do it today. I decided to do both shows today, both joint shows together, Under Siege and WrestleMania Backlash, two shows together on a Monday morning, 9:48 a.m. Yeah, guys, one more thing I forgot to mention, guys, in the review. To all mothers, happy Mother's Day. I know it's pretty late. I was recording this I recorded this video on Monday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so, yeah, so to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. And I'd like to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day as well. So happy Mother's Day, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to every single mother out there. So happy Mother's Day. And now let's get back to the show. And so, yeah, so most likely you guys will probably be seeing this probably on Monday night or early Tuesday morning. You guys probably going to be seeing this video on either Monday night or Tuesday morning. You guys will be seeing this video. So, yeah, now in Impact Wrestling Under Siege, just like what I said before, it was a really good show. And, you know, I enjoyed like the second half of the show. That's just me. I enjoyed like the second half of the show. Not saying that the first half was boring or anything. There were some matches that I just enjoyed better than other matches. Like, for example, the Violent by Design and the Briscoe match, the Tag Team Championship match with the Briscoes and Violent by Design. I thought that was a really great match. And Honor No More versus the Bullet Club. I thought it was a really fun match. And, of course, the main event, man. You can't forget about the main event. The main event with Tomohiro Ishii and Josh Alexander going at it for the Impact World Championship. That was a banger of a match, too. And so, yeah, man. And also, we had some returns, too. We had some returns at Under Siege. Sami Callihan came back to the Impact Zone after being out for months. And Mia Yim, she came back to the Impact Zone. She was released from the WWE. And we all wanted to know where she was going to end up. And so she ended up in Impact Wrestling. So she would be a great addition to the Knockouts division. And with Sami Callihan back, I cannot wait for the matches that he have, bro. The matches that Sami Callihan could have in Impact Wrestling. But yeah, that was pretty much it with Impact Wrestling Under Siege. And so, yeah, so this is the Impact Wrestling Under Siege. And WWE Wrestlemania Backlash 2022 review. And so the first half we'll be talking about Impact Wrestling Under Siege. And so I say this all the time in the intro: like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And so yeah, so for Under Siege, we were live in Newport, Kentucky. And so our first match of the night, it was Madison Rayne, who was one half of the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, with Tenille Dashwood in her corner, who is the other half of the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, versus Gisele Shaw. Gisele Shaw with Alisha in her corner. And so yeah, so Dashwood, she gotten involved in the match like multiple times. And then at one point we had Gisele, she had gave a superplex to Rayne. Shaw had gave a draping DDT to Rayne, and she kicked out. So that was shades of Randy Orton. A spine buster to Rayne. And so yeah, just like what I said before, man, Dashwood, she got involved in this match the entire time. And so yeah, so she got involved. Alisha tried to take out Dashwood, but Dashwood ended up taking out Alisha. And so Shaw had took out Dashwood. And so to end the match, Gisele Shaw had hit her finishing move, or not a finishing move, a signature move, the running knee to Rayne to win the match. So therefore, Gisele, I can't even pronounce her name. Gisele Shaw. Gisele Shaw, she wins the match. And with this match, it was a good match overall, but I don't understand why this match was on the pay-per-view and not on Impact Wrestling. You could have easily saved it for Impact Wrestling. This match right here wasn't a pay-per-view match. And then another thing, I don't know why the champions are losing all the time. Like, I really don't know. Like this match didn't call for a pay-per-view match. But yeah, but overall, good match. But yeah, that was pretty much it with that. And so right after that, we had Gia Miller backstage. She interviews the Briscoes. So that's Jay and Mark Briscoe.
Guys, I'm joined now by the two men challenging for the Impact World Tag Team Championships, the Briscoes.
Yeah, Jill, how we doing, young lady?
I'm doing great.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
Guys, you have quite the challenge ahead of you here tonight as you face off against Violent by Design. But you two have won tag team gold everywhere you've gone.
Everywhere, baby.
So,
everywhere.
Does that trend continue here tonight?
That trend does continue here tonight. Because Violent by Design, this is it for you boys. Them titles is coming home to Sandy Fort tonight. If I said it once, I said it 42 times. Them boys attract title belts. We like the stratosphere, the ionosphere. You understand what I'm saying? A magnetic force.
Hey, they come in like this.
And the world tag team titles are coming home to Sandy Fort tonight, baby.
Hey, you heard the man. Violent by Design, it don't matter. Whichever two you want to pick. Eric Young, I knocked your bald head ass out. Joe Dorn, I knocked the cowboy hat off your head. And Dana, you little squirrely looking bastard, if you get in there, I knocked you the hell out too. Tonight, them boys, the new Impact World Tag Team Champions.
Wow. So right after that, we had a match, and it was Steve Macklin versus Chris Sabin. This is a really good match too. This is a really good match. We had a powerbomb to Sabin on the ring apron, and then Sabin, he started to fight back. An elbow drop to Sabin from the stage onto the floor. And then Steve Macklin had hit his signature move, the caught in the crosshairs to Sabin, and Sabin had kicked out. And we had a tornado DDT to Macklin. And then Macklin hit a sliding clothesline to Sabin, and Sabin had kicked out. And so yeah, man, so Steve Macklin at one point, he had rolled up Sabin. And so Macklin, he had grabbed the rope, and the referee saw him. The referee saw it, and so referee had stopped the count. And so yeah, so both of these guys, they were going back and forth with their signature moves. And then we had to end the match, we had a diving tornado DDT to Macklin, follow up by the cradle shot to Macklin to win the match. So therefore, Chris Sabin wins the match. And that was pretty much it with that. Where the Steve Macklin goes after this, I don't know. They booked him strong. They had him win in that triple threat match at the last show. But at Rebellion it was, yeah, Rebellion. But yeah, I don't know where Steve Macklin goes after this. I will push Steve Macklin for the I would say the X Division Championship, but he went right after the X Division Championship already. I would build him back up. That's what I would do. And right after that, we had Gia Miller. She interviews the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo.
Purrazzo, after losing the AAA Reina de Reinas title and then the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, I think it's safe to say that the Champ Challenge is over. Duh. But you do have the opportunity to win back one of those titles here tonight. Do you think you have what it takes to get the job done against Taya Valkyrie and reclaim the AAA Reina de Reinas title?
That's That's the only question you could come up with, Gia. Do I have the ability to get the job done? Honestly, I am a 4-time world champion. And not just here in Impact Wrestling, but in AAA and Ring of Honor too. Under me, the Knockouts Championship became the Knockouts World Championship.
Facts.
So do you, really, that's what you believe? That I can't get the job done? I participated in those matches, Gia. I know what happened, but do not let a few isolated incidents skew the big picture. I am still the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. I am still a 2-time Knockout of the Year, a 2020 Wrestler of the Year here at Impact Wrestling. I have main evented pay-per-views and then gone on to be the only knockout to main event AEW Dynamite.
Facts.
So win, lose, or draw, I think I've proved I can get the job done, Gia.
Yeah, what a stupid question.
But it's fine. Because I've made my history, and I respect Taya for the history she's made. I respect Mercedes Martinez for the history she's made. But the tides of history only sway one way. And tonight, they sweep Taya away.
Yeah, man. That was it, man. So this is one of the main reasons why I love Deonna Purrazzo, man. She is the best women's wrestler today, man. Better than anybody. But right after that, we had AAA Reina de Reina's championship match. And it was Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie, who is the AAA Reina de Reina's champion. Purrazzo, she had gave Taya a cheap shot before the match could start. And so Purrazzo, she went right after Taya's arm because that's what she do. That's what she does because her finishing move is the Fujiwara arm bar and the Venus de Milo. Taya, she hit the Blue Thunder Bomb to Purrazzo, and then Purrazzo had kicked out on the move. And then both of these ladies, they were going back and forth with curb stomps. Candice LeRae style, the Wicked Stepsister. So they were going back and forth with that move. Deonna Purrazzo, she hit the Queen's Gambit to Taya. And then Taya had kicked out of the move. And then Deonna Purrazzo, she had locked in the Venus de Milo to Taya. Taya had put a foot on the rope. And then at one point, Purrazzo, she had grabbed the Reina de Reina's championship. And so the referee tried to take it away from Purrazzo. And so Taya, she had rolled up Purrazzo from behind to win the match. So therefore, Taya Valkyrie wins the match and is still the AAA Reina de Reina's champion. And so right after the match, we had Deonna Purrazzo. She attacked Taya. And so, yeah, and then the lights had cut off. And so we had some masked people there on the stage. And so some music had started playing. And so we saw the graphic and it said Mia Yim. So Mia Yim, she's back in the impact zone. And so, yeah, so Mia Yim, she came in the ring and she confronted Deonna Purrazzo. And so Purrazzo had walked away. And so when Mia Yim, she went to go check on Taya. And so Purrazzo tried to blindside Mia Yim. And so, yeah, so Yim, she had saw it coming. And so Yim ended up fighting off Deonna Purrazzo. And so, yeah, so that was pretty much it with that. That was pretty much it. And just like what I said earlier, man, she is a great addition to the Knockouts division. And I can't wait to see what she does in Impact Wrestling. And so, yeah, hopefully she gets treated better this time than she did, the first time she was in Impact Wrestling. And not only that, but treated better now than she ever did in WWE. But as for the match, dude, I'm glad that Deonna Purrazzo did not lose clean. She's gonna ask for a rematch. And I think maybe, I don't know if she will win the title back, but it's another excuse for Purrazzo to get another title shot. She's gonna complain to management and all that stuff, saying that referee costed her the match or something like that. Or yeah, she's gonna find a way. She's gonna find a way to get another championship rematch. But yeah, man. But she did look strong. She did look strong at defeat. But yeah, that was pretty much it with that, man. And so right after that, we had Gia Miller. She was backstage. She interviews Trey Mcgill.
Tell me, what can we expect to see coming out of Under Siege?
Gia, since I've been here at Impact, it almost seems like I've been chasing Ace Austin this entire time. And any time it's been Trey Mcgill and Ace Austin for that X Division championship, I've never walked out the winner. I have never pinned Ace Austin in any competition that was outside of a tag match in Philly.
Wow.
What does
Really?
that do for me? What does that leave me with? That leaves me with a hole in my heart and a big void around my waist. That X Division Championship meant everything to me. And if you don't know it, I have it tattooed on my leg. It means so much to me. That is my favorite championship in all of professional wrestling. I've dreamed about taking that thing home since I was a 16-year-old boy, and Ace, you took that from me. So you know what I do tonight? As good as it would have felt to keep that belt from you, tonight, I take it. That's what happens at Under Siege.
And so yeah, so right after that was the X Division Championship match, and it was Trey Mcgill versus Ace Austin, who is the X Division champion. And so yeah, at one point, dude, Trey Mcgill, he was going for like a springboard move, but Austin, he had grabbed Trey by the arm and he just yanked him off of the top rope and he slammed him right on the mat. And the bump, it looked painful too, man. Both of these guys, they were going back and forth, trading strikes and chops. And so Trey, he had caught Austin with a super kick in midair. And so Trey hit a split-legged moonsault to Austin, so shades of RVD. And then, yeah, man, so Austin, he had rolled up Trey, and then Austin had put his foot on a rope, but the referee didn't see it. But Trey, he somehow kicked out of that. Trey had hit the neckbreaker to Austin on the ring apron. And so Austin, he had dodged Trey Miguel's diving Meteora. And so Austin, he had threw Trey into the ring post, shoulder first. And so to end the match, Ace Austin, he had his finishing move, the fold, to Trey to win the match. So therefore, Ace Austin wins the match and is still the X Division champion. Great match, man. Great back and forth. Yeah, I said this on a Rebellion review. I would have kept Trey Mcgill as the champion. I would have kept him as champion. That's what I would have done. Because Ace Austin, man, it felt like he got an X Division title match after X Division title match. And plus, he already won the championship. And Trey Mcgill, this was his first reign as a champion. I would have kept him as the champion longer, man. I would have never taken that title off of Trey at Rebellion. That's just me. That's just my opinion, man. And so right after that, we had a tag team match, and it was Honor No More. So that's Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Kenny King, and Vincent with Maria Kanellis-Bennett in their corner versus the Bullet Club. So Jay White, Chris Bay, El Phantasmo, and the Good Brothers. So that's Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows. In these types of matches, man, I try not to take a lot of notes because I will be here for a very long time. So yeah, so there was nothing but a brawl. It was nothing but a brawl the entire time. And so yeah, man. So Kenny King at one point, he had a beautiful spine buster to Phantasmo, and then Mike Bennett hit a brain buster to Chris Bay. And so yeah, the Bullet Club, they were toying around with Honor No More with the rakes to the back and all that stuff. And so Gallows at one point, he had took out Honor No More, and then the brawl had broke out again. And so yeah, we had outside diving moves from King, Chris Bay, and Vincent. And then Maria Kanellis, she had got involved in the match. She had got on the ring apron to distract Karl Anderson. And so to end the match, we had Taven and Bennett. They hit their tag team finishing move, the Proton Pack, to Karl Anderson to win the match. So therefore, Honor No More wins the match. And that, I was shocked, man. I was shocked by that win. And yeah, it was a huge win. It was a huge win for Honor No More to beat a faction like the Bullet Club, man. Oh, I was really shocked. I was expecting the Bullet Club to win the match because we have the Forbidden Door coming up in June. We have the Forbidden Door coming up in June, and Bullet Club is a part of the Forbidden Door. They are a part of it. They are a part of that pay-per-view. So I thought that they were going to get the win. Overall, man, it was a really fun match, man. I'm a fan of both the Bullet Club and Honor No More, so I'm not too upset about it. There were people that were upset about that decision, but I'm not too upset about it because I'm a fan of both factions, and both factions do need to win. So right after that, we had the Impact Knockouts World Championship match, and it was Havok versus Tasha Steelz, who is the Impact Knockouts World Champion. So we had the Code Breaker to Havok, and then Havok had kicked out of the Code Breaker. We had the Death Valley Driver to Steelz, and then Steelz had hit the Stratisfaction to Havok, so she was trying to stick it to Mickie James and Trish Stratus. Yeah, Tasha, she had hit a cutter. She had a cutter to Havok, and she kicked out. And so to end the match, we had Tasha Steelz. She had the blackout to Havok to win the match. So therefore, Tasha Steelz wins the match, and is still the Impact Knockouts World Champion. Yeah, in this match, Savannah Evans, she wasn't at ringside because she was abducted by Decay on Impact Wrestling. I think the Go Home show of Impact Wrestling, she was abducted by Decay. But yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, so that she wouldn't get involved in the match and all that stuff. So it'll be so it could be a fair fight. That's why they took her out. And so right after that, we had the Impact World Tag Team Championship match, and it was the Briscoes, that's Jay and Mark Briscoe, versus Violent by Design, who are the Impact World Tag Team Champions. That's Eric Young and Diener, with Joe Doring in their corner, who is also the Impact World Tag Team Champion. Freebird rule. I said this in the Honor No More and Bullet Club match. They brawled. And so yeah, we had Topes, the Violent by Design from the Briscoes. And so Doring had got involved in the match. He had knocked one of the Briscoes off of the top rope behind the referee's back. And so the Briscoes, they started to fight back. And then we had a neckbreaker powerbomb combo to Diener from the Briscoes. And then Diener had kicked out on the move. And so we had a Death Valley driver, a beautiful Death Valley driver to Mark from Eric Young. And so we had the Hangman's neckbreaker followed up by a diving elbow drop to Young. And so Diener, he had broke up the pin. And then we had a wheelbarrow neckbreaker to Mark, which was also a beautiful move. I forgot who did that move. I think it was Young. It was probably Young, because I remember him hitting that move in NXT. So we had a diving elbow drop to Jay from Young, and then Jay had kicked out. And so yeah, so Mark, he had knocked Young off of the top rope. And Eric Young, his groin first into the top rope. So yeah, I know exactly how that feels. Firsthand, I know how that feels, man. To have your groin hit the ropes, bro, that is so painful, bro. That is so painful. I know firsthand how that feels, because I'm a wrestler. I know how that feels. It does not feel good. I'm telling you right now, it does not feel good. But yeah, one of the Briscoes, they threw Diener into Doring, and so they knocked Doring off of the ring apron. And so to end the match, we had a Doomsday Device to Diener to win the match. So therefore, the Briscoes wins the match and are the new Impact World Tag Team Champions. And so yeah, this is probably one of my favorite matches of the night. And I would have just saved it. You know, I'm not against the Briscoes winning the tag team championships, but I believe that this title change should have happened at a bigger pay-per-view like Slammiversary. Slammiversary is coming up. I would have saved it for Slammiversary, because Slammiversary is the bigger show. It's the bigger show. And most likely that's when we crown new champions at their bigger shows. I would have saved it. I would have saved it for Slammiversary. It would have just came off so much better than Under Siege. Under Siege is nothing more than an appetizer. It's an appetizer of a pay-per-view. It's not that main pay-per-view. It's an appetizer of a pay-per-view. That's what it is. But I would have done it at Slammiversary. Slammiversary is their bigger pay-per-view. It's like their WrestleMania, I guess, or their SummerSlam or something like that. Bound for Glory is like their WrestleMania, I think it is. But Slammiversary is like their SummerSlam. That's why I would have saved it for that. Right after that, we had Moose. He spoke.
Those terrible things made me the greatest world champion in all of professional wrestling. And how does Impact Wrestling repay me? How does all you people repay me? With disrespect. You see, at Bound for Glory, after I beat Josh Alexander, Impact Wrestling gave Josh 6.5 months to get ready for his rematch against me, the biggest match of his life. And after Rebellion, when I lost my title, Impact only gave me 5 days to get ready for my rematch.
Yeah, that wasn't fair.
You see, the disrespect doesn't end there, because at Rebellion, I gave this company the best damn match it's ever had in its history. Easily match of the year. And once again, how does Impact Wrestling repay me? I wasn't scheduled to appear tonight. You see, that's where the disrespect stops. Because as of right now, your paper champion, Josh Alexander, won't be defending his title against Ishii. Because I just hijacked this show. I've done it before. And I'm doing it again, so Scott the Moore, you have 30 seconds to get your ass out here. Because I swear to God, I'm gonna hop out this ring, hop over this guardrail, and do terrible things to each and every one of you son of a bitch.
Oh, man. And so, yeah, so he said that he was going to beat up everybody in the audience. And so, yeah, bro, and then that's when Sami Callihan had came back. So we had that playing around. So, yeah, we had that playing around. It was Sami Callihan. We found out it was. It was Sami. I think Moose had took him out, I think. The last time we saw him.
Oh, with the bat! Sami Callihan is back here in Impact Wrestling! And he hasn't forgotten what Moose did to him months and months ago!
Power driver.
Driver 97!
The Death Machine is back!
Callihan returns!
Got his old music back.
And acts his revenge on Moose, the man who broke Callihan.
So yeah, man, that was it, man. That was it with that. So Sami Callihan is back, and he got his old music back. I kind of like the other music that he was using, the Death Machine music, you know, with the screaming and all that stuff with the Death Machine. But yeah, that was it, man. Sami Callihan, bro, he was missed, bro. He was really missed. He was the face of that company, bro. He was the face of that company when he was there. He was the world champion, the heart and soul of Impact Wrestling. And to see him come back, man, to see him come back was a great thing. Now that we have new people, man, now that we have newer people, I would love to see him. I would say Jonah. But Jonah is done with Impact Wrestling. Maybe Josh Alexander. Maybe with members of the Bullet Club. I'll say Sami Callihan could go up against members of the Bullet Club, or maybe I don't know more. Or we could probably see Eric Young and Sami Callihan. I'd love to see something like that. They're kind of similar. Welcome back, Sami Callihan. You were missed, bro. You were really missed. And finally, man, we had the main event of Under Siege, and it was for the Impact World Championship. And so it was Tomohiro Ishii versus Josh Alexander, who is the Impact World Champion. And so, yeah, man, this is a banger of a match, dude. Hard-hitting match. Both were trading chops. And then, at one point, Ishii had chopped Josh Alexander in the throat. So that had to hurt, bro. And then Josh Alexander went for his signature basement crossbody to Ishii. And so Josh hit like 3 German suplexes to Ishii. And then Ishii had kicked out of all of them. And so he had a power slam to Alexander. And so once again, these guys were going back and forth with strikes. And then Josh had locked in the ankle lock to Ishii. And then Ishii had escaped it. And then Ishii had locked in the ankle lock on Alexander. And Alexander had escaped it. And so Josh had locked it in again. But Ishii had grabbed the rope. And then Josh had hit a torture rack bomb to Ishii. And then Ishii barely kicked out of that move. And then Josh hit like a series of German suplexes to Ishii. And Ishii, he kept getting up after that, man. We had a superplex to Alexander. A powerbomb into a backbreaker to Ishii. And so Josh, he went for a diving moonsault. A move that you usually won't see Josh hit. Josh usually don't go to the top rope that much. But he missed the diving moonsault. And then Ishii hit a sliding clothesline or a sliding lariat to Alexander, and he kicked out on the move. And so at that point, both of these guys, they were trying to hit their finishing moves, but they kept reversing each other. And so we had a powerbomb followed up by the C4 spike to Ishii to win the match. So therefore, Josh Alexander wins the match, and it's still the Impact World Champion. And yeah, just like what I said, man, this is a banger of a match, bro. They beat the hell out of each other, man. They really did. And so yeah, man, Josh Alexander retains the championship as he should. And who's next? Who's next for Josh? I really don't know. It could really be anybody. It could really be anybody. But yeah, man, this is a great match, dude. This is a really great match. And yeah, that was it. That was it with Impact Wrestling Under Siege 2022. Overall, really good show. We only crowned like one new champion, and that was the tag team titles, the tag team championships. Me, I enjoyed like I would say I enjoyed like the latter part of the Under Siege pay-per-view. Like there are some matches that I enjoyed more than, you know, other matches, but not saying that the other matches were bad. I just enjoyed some matches better than other matches. But yeah, man, that was pretty much it with Impact Wrestling Under Siege. So now we're going to talk about WWE WrestleMania Backlash 2022. So this is the second half of the Ryan Awesome Show. And we're going to be talking about WrestleMania Backlash 2022. And just like Impact Wrestling Under Siege, this was a really good show as well. I enjoyed most of the matches on this show. If I had to pick like my favorite match of the night, it had to be Cody versus Seth. These guys, man, they have great chemistry in the ring, bro. They have great chemistry in the ring, and the storytelling was really great too. Also, man, Edge and AJ Styles, they killed it too, man. They really did. I'm enjoying the feud between AJ and Edge, and this new heel, the heel work that Edge is doing now. I love it. I'm enjoying it. And now, man, we have Rhea Ripley. We have Rhea Ripley joining Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley, she joined Edge and Damian Priest, so I thought that was the right move, the correct move, because Rhea Ripley, she was going nowhere, man. She was going nowhere. And of course, you can't forget about the main event with the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. I thought that was a really good match too. Would have been better if it was a unification match, but we didn't get it. But yeah, man, overall, it was a really good show, man. So for WrestleMania Backlash, we were live in Providence, Rhode Island. And so our first match of the night, we had Seth freaking Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. And so Seth, he was wearing his WrestleMania gear, the see-through gear. And so yeah, man, so Seth at one point, he had leveled Cody Rhodes with a clothesline outside of the ring. And then Cody had hit the disaster kick to Rollins. Cody had hit a superplex to Rollins, and then Cody hit the Cody cutter to Rollins, and he kicked out. And then both of these guys, they tried to hit their finishing moves, but they kept reversing each other. And then Seth had hit the Falcon Arrow to Cody. I love that move, the Falcon Arrow. And then he kicked out of the move. And then Seth had hit the Buckle Bomb to Cody, followed up by the Frog Splash. That was really nice. That was a nice setup move. And so Cody, of course, had kicked out of the move. And so Seth had went for a Phoenix Splash, but he missed. Cody Rhodes had hit a super kick to Rollins. And then Rollins had hit the superplex to Cody. And he tried to hit the Falcon Arrow, but Cody had stopped it. And then Cody tried to go for the Crossroads. Or Cody, he did hit the Crossroads. He hit the Crossroads to Rollins. And then Cody, he had pinned Rollins, but his foot had hit the rope. So he pinned him into the ropes. And so at that point, both of these guys, they were fighting outside the ring. Cody missed a moonsault, a diving moonsault. And so Seth hit the pedigree to Cody. Cody kicked out of the pedigree. And then Rollins, he was talking trash to Cody. He was talking trash to him. And so Seth, he tried to go for the jab. So we all knew what he was going for. He was going for the bionic elbow, a move that was synonymous with Dusty Rhodes, the late, great Dusty Rhodes. And so Seth tried to get in Cody's head. Cody, the Crossroads to Rollins. Cody tried to go for another Crossroads. But Seth had blocked it. And so, yeah, once again, both of these guys, they were trying to hit their finishing moves, but they kept reversing each other. Seth had rolled up Cody, and then Seth had grabbed the tights to try to get the upper hand. Cody had reversed it and grabbed Seth's tights with the roll up. So, therefore, Cody Rhodes wins the match. With this, I was actually shocked. I was actually shocked that they gave the win to Cody. I thought they were going to give the win to Seth Rollins because you know how they do. You know how they like their 50-50 booking. Like they give one person the win and they get the other person to win. And so, yeah, I thought that they were going to go that way. But I'm actually shocked that they gave Cody the win. Overall, this is a great match. Probably one of the best matches on the show. And so, yeah, we're definitely getting a rematch, dude. We're definitely getting a rematch because Seth, he's going to cry about it. He's going to complain that Cody cheated and all that stuff. And, yeah, we're going to get another match. And it's most likely going to be in Hell in a Cell because Hell in a Cell is coming up. And Seth might end up getting his win back. Like, how good will it be for Seth Rollins if he get the win at Hell in a Cell? Yeah, he lost at WrestleMania. And now he lost at WrestleMania Backlash. If they get another match, dude, it's not gonna do any good for Seth Rollins. What good is it gonna do for Seth Rollins if Cody Rhodes already have 2 wins over him? Like, dude, yeah, it ain't gonna make no sense. That's why I was shocked that they gave the win to Cody. I probably would have gave it to Seth. I probably would have gave the win to Seth Rollins so they'll be even up, and then we'll have the Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, that's what I probably would have done. One great match to open up a show, bro. But yeah, that was it with that, man. And so right after that, we had Omos with MVP in his corner versus Bobby Lashley. So yeah, this match wasn't so great. MVP distracted Bobby Lashley, and so Omos had to control. So Omos, he had the snake eyes follow up by the big boot to Lashley, so shades of the Undertaker. And so Lashley, he was fighting back. And so yeah, this is why the match wasn't so good. Omos, it was on Omos. It felt like it looked like he tried to remember his spots in the match. Like it looked like he was off. It looked like he didn't know what he was doing. The footwork was all off. I don't know what it was. It was just a timing issue. It was a timing issue between the two. But yeah, Omos, man, he needs more work, man. He really do. We all, as wrestlers, man, as professional wrestlers, we all need work. But yeah, Omos, man, he needs some work, man. If you on a bigger stage like WWE, man, you need some work, man. You gotta be good, bro. To be on WWE, you gotta be a really great wrestler. You need to stop by the Performance Center. But yeah, Lashley, he had tied up Omos on the ropes and he unloaded on Omos. And so Lashley had locked in a hurt lock on MVP because MVP had got involved in the match. And so Omos, he had stopped Lashley. And then Lashley had locked in a hurt lock to Omos. And Omos had broke out of it. And then he hit the spine buster to Omos. And so Lashley tried to go for the spear. Omos had blocked it. And so MVP once again got involved in the match. He had hit Lashley with his cane behind the referee's back. And so, yeah, man. And so to end the match, Omos had hit his finishing move, the two-handed chokeslam, to Lashley to win the match. So therefore, Omos wins the match. And that was it, man. That was it. You know, I said what I had to say about the match. And so right after that, we had Edge versus AJ Styles. And so, yeah, no Damian Priest. Damian Priest was not at ringside because AJ Styles had beat Damian Priest on Monday Night Raw to ban Damian Priest from ringside at WrestleMania Backlash. AJ hit the outside E moonsault to Edge. Edge blocked a phenomenal forearm and went after AJ's shoulder, his taped up shoulder. And so Edge, he started going after the shoulder. He ripped off the kinesio tape from AJ's shoulder. And so AJ hit a Pele kick to Edge and then hit a top runner to Edge. And then he hit a Ushigoroshi to Edge and he kicked out of all of that stuff. And then AJ had locked in the calf crusher to Edge and then Edge grabbed the rope. A German suplex to Edge. And so he went to go grab the turnbuckle and he took off the turnbuckle while being German suplexed. And so, yeah, and then Edge tried to go for the spear. He missed it. Edge had went into the exposed turnbuckle. And then AJ had rolled up Edge. Edge kicked out. Edge hit the spear to AJ. AJ kicked out of the spear. AJ hit the Styles Clash to Edge. Edge kicked out of the Styles Clash. And then Damian Priest, who was banned from ringside, he had showed up. But he wasn't at ringside. He was on the stage. And so Finn Balor, who's also had problems with Judgment Day, he showed up and attacked Damian Priest. And so, yeah, and then we had a hooded person. We had a hooded person that knocked AJ Styles off of the top rope. It was clearly Rhea Ripley because I saw her ring gear. And I know her body type. I know what she looks like. And so the commentary team tried to act like they didn't know who it was. And we all knew. Everybody and their mama knew who it was. It was Rhea Ripley. So, yeah, so to end the match, we had Edge. He had locked in the STF submission move to AJ Styles to win the match. That STF submission move, it looked better than John Cena's STF. But, yeah, so AJ, he passed out. So, therefore, Edge wins the match. And so right after the match, this hooded person, yeah, this person was hooded and masked up. This hooded person unmasked themselves. And it was indeed Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley had a new look. She dyed her hair black. She had like black makeup on. She had like black eyeliner and black lipstick and all that stuff. And so, yeah, that was it, man. Yeah, Rhea Ripley joining the Judgment Day was the correct move. Because Ripley, she was going nowhere, man. She was doing nothing. Like as a face, I never did believe Rhea Ripley as a baby face. I always thought that she was a heel. She was a heel in NXT UK. Like, at first, she started off as a heel in the Mae Young Classic, and she took that to NXT UK. And then when she got to NXT, they changed her into a babyface. And I was like, man, she resembles a heel. And then she was brought up to the main roster as a babyface. And they ain't know what to do with her. They ain't know what to do with Rhea Ripley. They put her in a tag team and all that stuff with Nikki ASH. And then with Liv Morgan. I was like, man, she should be doing stuff on her own. And then she finally turned back into a heel. I was for that she turned back into a heel. And I was like, man, she should join Edge and Damian Priest. And it happened. It happened. She's a part of Judgment Day. And now, man, yeah, I cannot wait to see what's next for her, man. I cannot wait to see what's next for Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day. They are easily the best part of Monday Night Raw. They are the best part of Monday Night Raw. Judgment Day. And, of course, Seth Rollins, too. And Cody. Now, with Judgment Day, will they add more members to this group? Me personally, I would love to see Tommaso Ciampa. Add Tommaso Ciampa in that group too. So that way you have Edge, you have Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and then you got Tommaso Ciampa, man. Go ahead and add Ciampa because Ciampa, he ain't doing nothing either. He over here coming out and attacking Mustafa Ali. he attacking the Mustafa Ali for no reason. We don't know why he attacked Mustafa Ali. But yeah, I would go ahead and add Tommaso Ciampa to that group because Edge and Tommaso Ciampa, they have a friendship too. They have a friendship too because remember, man, Ciampa, he had a neck injury. Ciampa had neck surgery, and he had to relinquish the NXT championship. And Edge had went to go check on him. Edge went to go check on Tommaso Ciampa and ask him how his neck was and all that stuff. And because Edge, once upon a time, he did had a neck injury and neck surgery. And so yeah, so they both relate. They both can relate to each other. So that's why I would say add Tommaso Ciampa to that group. But yeah. Oh, I'm excited, man. I am excited for this, bro. I'm excited for Judgment Day. I'm enjoying Edge as a heel. Edge to me, Edge has always been a heel, bro. But this is a different side of Edge as a heel. This is a different side of Edge. But yeah, bro, that was it, man. I'm enjoying this. This is a really great match, dude. This is a really great match. Now I'm enjoying AJ Styles and Edge, bro. So right after that, we had the SmackDown Women's Championship I Quit match. And so it was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Now this was a good match too, man. This is a good match. So yeah, at one point, Charlotte, she had gave Ronda a nasty German suplex. And then Charlotte had gave Rousey a big boot right in her face. The rules of this match is that you have to make your opponent say I quit. And so Rousey, she had a kendo stick. And then Charlotte, she had ran to the back and grabbed like 2 kendo sticks. And so she hit Ronda with it. And so Ronda had took the kendo sticks away from Charlotte. And she started hitting Charlotte with the kendo sticks. And so Flair had took the cameraman's camera. She had took the camera from the cameraman. And she threw it. She tried to throw it at Ronda Rousey. But Ronda Rousey had dodged it. And so the camera had went and landed on the ground. And I was like, man, those cameras, bro. Those cameras are expensive, dude. To be thrown around like that. Flair and Rousey, they were both fighting in the crowd. They brought it back to ringside. Yeah, Charlotte, bro, she had gave Ronda a buckle bomb on the barricade. The same move that injured Finn Balor, man. And so, yeah, I was like, man, ouch. Man, she freaking threw her into that bar. She threw her, bro. Man, that is a nasty, that is the worst spot to take. I would never take a spot like that, man. But yeah, referee had asked Rousey if she wanted to quit. She said no. And then Rousey had locked in the armbar to Charlotte upside down on the ring ropes. And so Charlotte was screaming in pain. And so Charlotte, of course, said no. And so they both fell onto the floor, breaking up the hold. So yeah, this is funny right here, man. So yeah, we had somebody in the crowd dressed as the Fiend. We had somebody in the crowd dressed as the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And so Pat McAfee on commentary, bro, he was like, is that the Fiend front row? I was like, man, Pat McAfee is the best, bro. He is the best. Like acknowledging the fans and all that stuff, and acknowledging the fans, and then he acknowledged the Fiend. Oh man, Pat is the best, bro. If I had to pick like a favorite commentator on WWE, it has to be Pat McAfee, man. It has to be Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is freaking hilarious, bro. So Charlotte hit the natural selection of Rousey on the chair, and then Charlotte had locked in the figure 8 to Rousey. Rousey grabbed the chair and she started hitting Charlotte with the chair to break up the hold. And then, yeah, the crowd, at one point, they were chanting, we want tables and all that. And they continued to chant, we want tables, and we never got any tables. And so, yeah, and Flair, she had told Ronda Rousey a happy Mother's Day and all that stuff. Of course, she was being sarcastic. And so, yeah, and so Rousey, she had locked in the armbar to Flair through the chair. And so, yeah, and Charlotte, at first, she had said no, she's not going to quit. And so Rousey, she had put more pressure on the arm, which caused Charlotte to say, I quit. So therefore, Ronda Rousey wins the match and is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And right after the match, I was like, man, I'm hoping this feud is over. I was like, man, I hope this feud is over. And it looks like it is over because Charlotte, I believe she is taking time off. I think she's getting ready for a wedding with Andrade El Idolo. That's what I heard. Who is going to go after Rousey next? I don't think there's anybody on that roster is going after Ronda Rousey. I really don't think anybody is ready for her yet. I really couldn't think of anybody on the top of my head. And right after that, we had Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Corbin hit the chokeslam to Moss, and then Corbin hit a running senton to Moss. And so the commentary team, they made sure to mention that it was one of Corbin's newest moves. A new move from Corbin. It was like, that's a move that we never seen from Corbin. That's a move that we never seen from Corbin. Man, let me tell you a story, man, with the running senton bomb. Dude, I know exactly how that feels. The running senton, dude. You gotta be careful on how you hit that move. You gotta use less of your weight to hit the senton bomb. Like one time I was in a match. It was the latest match that you saw on my YouTube channel on a show. It was a match that I had with a guy, the Crimson Tiger. I had a match with him. I hate that guy, man. I'm gonna rip that stupid mask off his face and shove it down his throat. But yeah, man. Yeah, he had a running senton bomb on me, dude. And he landed right on my crotch area. He landed right on my freaking dick, man. My crotch area. And so it hurt it, bro. It hurt it. I was like, oh my God. And so he went to go cover me. I kicked out and I rolled out the ring. That's why I rolled out the ring. I was like, man. Oh, like I was in pain, dude. I was in pain. I'm glad I got out of the ring when I did. But yeah, that move, bro. Man, getting hit in the crotch in a ring, somebody landing on your crotch in the ring, that stuff hurts, bro. I don't know if you understand, but it hurts. But yeah, I took a running senton bomb from him, and he landed right on my crotch area, and it hurt it really bad. And so yeah, I thought I was gonna freaking piss out blood. That's how painful it was. But yeah, anyway, I got sidetracked. But let's get back to this match. So yeah, so Moss, he had fought back. We had a follow-away slam to Corbin. He kicked out, and then Corbin hit the deep six to Moss, and he kicked out of the deep six. I love that move, bro. Baron Corbin has a really great moveset, dude. The deep six and the end of days and that sliding. You know how he slide out the ring and he come back into the ring and he hit him with a clothesline and all that stuff. Corbin did that too. I like that move. And so yeah, so Moss kicked out of the deep six, and so to end the match we had Madcap Moss. He had hit a sunset flip to Corbin to win the match. So therefore Madcap Moss wins the match, and that was it, man. This is a really good back and forth. Like Madcap Moss, he is really good, man. He is really good in the ring. I'm not a fan of the name Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. Just bring back the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss. Well, I gotta say with Madcap Moss, he got that thing over. He got it over. But yeah, at first I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, man, I'm not a fan of this. But he really came into his own. He really came into his own with the Madcap Moss gimmick. As long as you make it work, then that's okay. He made it work. Bring back Baron Corbin. I would take back King Corbin. I would take a King Corbin over a Happy Corbin. That's what I would do. King Corbin, Constable Corbin. I would take all that stuff over a Happy Corbin. Bring back the Lone Wolf. Either bring back the Lone Wolf or bring back King Corbin. Bring back one of them. And so, yep, right after that, we had Kayla Braxton. She was backstage. And she talked about Charlotte Flair's condition. She had said something about a radius something. I don't know. Something with the radius. I was like, man, what the heck is that?
Michael, after Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair's brutal I Quit match, I have been speaking with WWE Medical and can report that the x-rays performed here at the arena confirm that Charlotte Flair has suffered a fracture of the radius.
The fracture
of the
radius.
Stay tuned to WWE.com. We will be following the story throughout the remainder of the evening. But for now, back to you guys.
She suffered a fracture of the radius. I didn't know what that was. Like if she have a broken arm, just say she have a broken arm, dude. Like stop dancing around it. Just say that she have a broken arm. Just say that Ronda Rousey broken her arm. They always gotta overcomplicate things, dude. With these terms and all that stuff. Like, man, what? Like, explain that to people. Explain that to people because some people don't understand what that is. Just say that she got a broken arm. But yeah, that was it with that, man. That was it with that. And so right after that was the main event, and it was a trios match or a six-man tag team match, and it was Drew McIntyre and RK Bro, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions. That's Randy Orton and Riddle versus the Bloodline. That's Roman Reigns, who is the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, and the Usos, who are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And so, yeah, it was supposed to be a unification match between the Usos and RK Bro. You know, winner takes all with the tag team titles and all that stuff, but I believe it was Fox. Fox had went against it. WWE, they wanted to do it. WWE wanted to do it, but Fox had stopped them from doing it. That's what I heard. I would have much rather prefer a unification match. We need to get rid of the brand split. We really do. But yeah, the faces had took control, and then the heels had taken back control. Reigns, he did not get involved in this match. Like the first half of the match, he did not get involved in this match. He tagged in at one point and he tagged back out. And then he finally tagged in. He took out Riddle with a Uranagi. And so we had a hot tag to Drew. And then Reigns and Drew McIntyre, they were face to face. They started brawling. Reigns had hit the Superman punch to Drew. And then Reigns, he had grabbed both of his titles, the WWE Championship and the Universal title, and he started holding them up in the air. And so Drew had caught him with a Claymore kick. And so we had a hot tag to Orton. He had took out the Usos. And then Orton went for his signature Draping DDT, or Michael Cole like to call it, the vintage Orton, to Jimmy Uso. Orton had hit the RKO to Reigns. Jimmy had hit a super kick to Orton. And then Orton had RKO Jimmy. And then Jay had stopped the pin. I was like, wow. I thought that was it. And so we had a double super kick to Drew from the Usos. And we had a hot tag to Riddle. He had took out Jay. And then Riddle hit a floating bro to Jay. And he kicked out. And then Reigns had hit the Superman punch to Orton. Reigns had hit a Uranagi to Drew through the commentary table. And so Riddle and Uso, I think it was Jimmy, Riddle and one of the Usos, they dove outside the ring. And then we had a top rope RKO to Jay from Riddle. And so to end the match, we had Roman Reigns. He had speared Riddle to win the match. So therefore, the Bloodline wins the match. So the Bloodline wins the match. And this is a great match too. This is a really great match. Really fun match. I would have preferred a unification match. That's just me. I would have preferred a unification match. That way the Bloodline would have all the gold in WWE. But Fox went against it. That was it with the show. That was it with the main event. And that was it with the show. Overall, both shows were really good. Under Siege was really good. And WrestleMania Backlash was really good. If you like this video, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, if you're watching The Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell to be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded, because I'm here each and every single week. And yeah, man, if you guys missed anything, everything is on the homepage. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. See you guys on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. I will be watching Monday Night Raw. But I'll see you guys on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. And once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, and thank you, guys. And yeah, man, and this has been The Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.